Hi, everybody. I'm Zachariah,
And I am Josephina Stephanopoulos.
and welcome to Bible Talk. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the story of Cain and Abel.
Yes, we are.
Cain and Abel, a story we know all too well. One brother kills another and is exiled by God, cursed to wander the land. But when we start to go underneath the surface of this story, what will we find? Well, one thing I think is really important to start off with is talking about Emperor Julian, because Julian had basically read through the story of Cain and Abel and come to the conclusion that God was acting very capriciously in terms of how he was treating the sacrifice that Cain and Abel made in the beginning of the story. Because basically he was judging them based on standards from Leviticus that hadn't been established yet. God was basically complicit in the murder of Abel because he set up Cain to become angry by rejecting his offer. So God comes to Cain and asks him, "Where is your brother?" This is right after the murders happened. And in this case, God, being all-knowing, knows the answer already, but he's effectively setting up Cain to tell the truth or not. And Cain, who doesn't understand that lying is considered a sin, lies to God and is punished not only for the murder, but also for lying. And one of the things that I have to wonder is if the Ten Commandments hadn't been established at this point, and Cain didn't know, "Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not kill," then how does it make sense that God could punish him for those things if he didn't know about them? It feels a lot like, in this case, God is setting Cain up to fail, not only because of the sacrifice, but because of the rules that are enforced afterwards. And my personal take on it is Cain shouldn't be held accountable for the murder or the lying, because as far as I'm concerned, it was okay to kill before Moses walked that hill.
You've got some good points, but generally I do not agree because you're wrong. My take on the whole thing is that I'm pissed. They were like one of 5 people on Earth, and they were like, "Oh, I should axe one because I had a sad or I had an angry." We only had one job, which was to, get along a little bit and not kill each other. They're one out of 5 people on the planet at that point. Right off the effing bat, Cain, thanks a lot, gonna get angry and just WWE the other one and then lie about it. Cain is like, "Oh, I can totally hide this from Yahweh." Yahweh comes walking up, it's like, "Where's your brother?" And Cain's like, "Am I my brother's babysitter? Why are you asking me?" But Yahweh's like, "Dude, blood. Look, the blood." Apparently blood was crying to him. So obviously this story influenced other stories. Case in point, during the Roman Empire, there was a soldier that unwittingly killed his brother on the other side. Oops. When he recognized his brother, he let loose a loud cry of grief, which is what I'm reading right now. Then, after he built a funeral pyre for his brother, he stabbed himself over the pyre and was burned with the same fire. So, good lessons to learn from Cain and Abel.
Josephina and I continued our conversation for 6 hours, and eventually we decided to call an audible. I think we're going to export pen outside of us.
Hi there, this is Wormbo with BibWiz. How can I direct your call?
Hey, Bibwiz. This is Zachariah over at Bible Talk.
Josephina here too, BT Dubs.
Josephina's here. We're trying to get some information on Cain and Abel. We're wondering if you can give us any insights on the story that we might have missed, because we're kind of at an impasse in terms of where our discussion's going.
Great, so can I get your mother's maiden name real quick?
Aquafina.
Nice, great. And just a little more information we need from you. What grade school did you go to?
Actually, also Aquafina.
And, yeah, what bank do you use?
Also Aquafina.
Perfect. Yeah, it sounds like you're wondering about Cain today. So, the thing about Cain is he was actually the first murder trial. Sort of one of the first speculations on why someone might commit murder. There's a word that's used in Genesis, rabisu, and it's used to describe the force that might have caused Cain to commit murder, to commit sin. It's also one of the first, sort of the prototypical lie, the prototypical guilty lie that comes from someone trying to avoid a murder charge. The moment God asks Cain, like, "Hey, where's your brother at? What's going on?" Cain, he does the thing that any scammer does, where he's like, "Oh, I don't know anything about that. I got no idea, man." And yeah, Cain does his best to avoid punishment to try to get out of killing his brother, but unfortunately, he is caught in the end, and then he does the same thing that our trials nowadays have to, where they have to decide how to punish this person, how to punish the person who caused this much harm. And in modern day, if someone murdered someone else, we'd probably lock them up, we'd imprison them. But in ancient times, Cain was almost the exact opposite happened. He was cursed to wander the earth. It's sort of understood that this is an imperfect punishment, that this doesn't make good the harm that he's caused, but you still need to react to the harm when someone causes it.
Hey, do you know anything about this bank charge that I just got on my text message right here? It says that I am, completely out of money.
No, I don't know anything about that. I got no idea, man. Sorry. Remember, I'm Glurbo, and this has been BibWiz. Take care.
After having our bank accounts cleared out, a miracle happened. All was lost, but all was found.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Kane coming at you with another video. I have been wondering the Earth, God called it a curse, but honestly, been quite the blessing. Spent about a week and a half down in Australia, hung out with some kangaroos, saw this thing called an echidna. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pretty cool looking animal. It's like an anteater. Never seen one of those up in Mesopotamia. I saw a dolphin the other day. That was pretty sick. But yeah, anyways, I did kill Abel. I acted based off my anger. Sin got the best of me. I let him in. He's just knock, knock, opened the door. Anger came into my mind, into my body, and I freaking smacked him across the head, beat him to death. But in my defense, what I want everybody to know, okay, is that I didn't know that you couldn't murder somebody, right? There was no law about this. Up until this point, nobody had even died before, right, guys? I didn't even know what death was. Nobody did. Do I feel bad about it? Yes, I do. Would I do it again? No comment. So there's this article floating around in the Mesopotamian news by this guy, A.A. Barb. And, people are speculating about the weapon that may have been used. So this guy writes, he says, what weapon could this earliest Stone Age? Okay, Stone Age, that seems a little too on the nose, right? Stone Age murderer have used after taking his brother out to the field. Speculations have always abounded, the least unlikely being a boulder or a club. So I'm actually going to say, totally disagree with that. The boulder and the club is actually very unlikely. It was, in fact, the jawbone of a donkey. Some people are probably wondering why you would use the jawbone of a donkey. Why would you even have one of those? So just to clarify what that is, it's, we're not just carrying around random jawbones for no reason. I had the jawbone because it's kind of like an early version of a sickle. As I've been, wandering around the world, seen some of those. I was over in Soviet Union. Saw one of those on a flag. I was like, man, if I had one of those, I'd be tilling the ground a whole lot quicker than I am now. So this dude, A.A. Barb, right? I'm just gonna rant real quick about this guy. So he talks about this dude Samson killing 1,000 Philistines with the jawbone of a donkey. And then he goes on to talk about me as the most evil murderer at the very beginning of time. And I killed one guy, and first off, we don't even know if that's actually what happened. All right, we're still trying to figure out the legality of this whole thing. This dude Samson killed 1,000 with the jawbone of a donkey. I killed one, but we don't fully know the whole legality because I didn't know death was a thing. Didn't know that you're not supposed to kill people, all of that, right? So don't really not like this whole idea of being the most evil murderer. But yeah, gonna be coming out with some more of these videos. If you want to hear my side of the story, not what they're telling you over in the fake news, man, everything's getting so woke these days. So, hear it from my side. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys in a little bit.
Josephina and I binge watched this vlog for 72 hours. We were really big fans of the story arc where Cain went to war with the Dodos.
This sure has been a thorough investigation of Cain and Abel's story. We've heard a lot of perspectives, including that of Cain himself. And one thing I think I've taken away from all this is even if you do commit murder, and you're the first human being to ever commit murder, you can still live your best life afterwards. As pointed out by Cain, traveling the world, seeing all the sights. All right, everybody. This has been Bible Talk for this week. My name's Zachariah.
And I'm Josephina Stephanopoulos.
And we want to thank you for joining us. And if you have any further questions about today's episode, please feel free to call BibWiz. Anyways, that's all for today. Bye!